Yeah, good morning, everybody. You're welcome to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and this program is brought to you by MTN. Now, today is Wednesday. When we take things easy, we relax. We don't talk about Twitter. We don't talk about all these things. We just sit back, relax, and have a good time. And in these times, having a good time is very, very important. Once again, the advice I gave this morning, don't saturate yourself with information and arguments. It could give you mental health problems. I can assure you. For those of us doing this job, one of us went down last week or 2 weeks ago. And Sharif and I, when we were comparing notes this morning, we both had sleepless nights, thinking about all these things. So, I would greatly suggest that, try once in a while, pick up a novel, watch a movie, and then you can go back if you want to the public space to discuss. Because you see, the thing about discussing in public these days is that a lot of the responses you get are emotional on most subjects. The premise would be either being for or against the government, and you use that to judge certain actions that are taking place. But anyway, we have Dear Bunmi to do today. My original guest, I must say, had a bit of a challenge, and I keep praying that God would come in and cool him down and make his life more livable. So just know that anytime you say a prayer and you're interested, you pray for Jimi's friend. That's what I call him. But I brought in the Stallion. She came out of retirement yesterday. It's hot and smoking. Stallion, Mama, how you doing? Don't fine. Do module for me. How do you say module in there? How do you say module in English? How do you say it in English?
I'm not sure.
She's moduling.
I'm not sure English people do it. I'm not sure English people do it.
There are certain words that are in our native languages from the tone. Yeah. You tend to, the words go with the tone. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head now. But from the tone, you get to know that it's something not too good. But the Stallion is here. How are you, man?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, fine. Thank you very much for being here at short notice. The Stallion, if you wake her up, she can do 2 hours of Dear Bunmi non-stop. How is Momsy?
She's fine.
Yeah, I give her my regards. We must bring her in one of these days for her to come alone. Without you, so we can have.
I'm the bodyguard. I have to be.
Yeah, not the bodyguard. Will you keep quiet when I'm talking? You don't talk. Do you know who I am?
No, sir.
That reminds me, Sharif, of this. This gentleman in Abuja who slapped.
The
gentleman who slapped.
See something.
I forgot
CCB. CCB.
Yes, I saw the gentleman who slapped his guests.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Okay, you mean the journalist?
Yes.
Okay. And
guess what? Yesterday we went viral. Somebody in the crowd slapped the French president.
Yeah.
A lady. Yeah. I mean, please don't try that one here. Was he arrested?
Yeah, she was picked up. 2 of them.
The French intelligence, even if they don't pick her up there, they'll trail her and pick her up later.
She was picked up.
Just to find out, they'll check out her hands to make sure there's no chemical or whatever there. Don't do this at home. This kind of thing. People don't try this at home. I can't imagine you slapping a Nigerian president
in Nigeria, Lagos chairman of local government. You shouldn't.
Or you go and slap the NURTW chairman.
Local government chairman, you shouldn't.
Councillor. Don't forget that if you slap in Nigerian or an African, he will want to slap you back. And Kurube did their handle. Yes, I know. Most politicians have one Kurube or the other. They have Ifukpa, Gbadi, all kinds of things. All right. Today is fun day. We have Dear Bunmi here. All of you know Dear Bunmi. I don't think I need to introduce her or introduce the column. But she's an agony and she's been doing it for about 40-something years. And every time I see for something, it's probably gone up to about 50. I don't know. Right. So we have contributions from Franca. We have contributions from Sonmi. We have contributions from Foluke. We have contributions for another Franca. There are 2 Francas here. And we have Gbade, whose wife will not stop smoking even though she's pregnant. And we have Amaka here. Let's start with Amaka here, okay? And Amaka says that my marriage is being threatened by my ex. And what she says is that I got married a couple of years ago to the man of my dream. But after marriage, instead of... Could it be the Amaka you spoke to this morning?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay. And at this morning, she didn't tell us anything like this happened. So, but after the marriage, instead of moving on with my new life like I had planned, my ex came back into the picture. He sent me a text to tell me how happy he was for me. But instead of that being the end of it, we decided to meet up for some closure and then found themselves in bed again. My husband suspected something was going on and kicked me out. Double jeopardy. Why would she do that? Very careless. I started to make things work with my ex, but within months, he showed his true color once again, and I realized I had made a terrible mistake. I pleaded with my husband for months, and he eventually took me back. And I moved in with him to his new job in another state. Now I find myself constantly thinking about my ex, sometimes even crying while my husband is sleeping right next to me. That's the husband. He don't carry another man bone. I feel like I'm trapped by being madly in love with my ex, even as I know he is a rat and bad for me. And then I go to bed with this amazing man I'm privileged enough to call my husband. I am beyond confused. I need help. How do we solve this problem? Who do we address first? The current husband, I think, should kick this woman out. See, he never get a young wife. That is certain. If he has this information that I have, he has no business lying down next to the woman.
But the thing is, he
But he might not know. You're always the last to know.
He probably thinks after he took her back, she's now in her right senses. So,
but look at it this way. Whilst men can forgive infidelity, okay, people do stray, and you might want to forgive infidelity. But when it is with an ex, it is significant. Okay, when it is with an ex, it is significant. It means that there is still something going on between those two, and therefore it should raise an alarm. I would rather have a wife, being caught with another guy entirely than with an ex, because with an ex it means that there is a likelihood 60-70% that she will keep going back, and that's what has happened. Even though she hasn't gone physically, her mind is there. She had to move to another state
with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
It will wear out.
Do you think so?
It will wear out. If she needs her marriage, it will wear out.
But you see, needing your marriage is one thing. Your mind is another. The most dangerous element of human existence is the mind.
It's the mind. What I'm saying is, if she really wants to be in that marriage, and she's attesting to it that the husband is a nice guy, she will have to work on herself. She will cry, the tears will dry, and there won't be any more tears to...
Can you work on yourself to love somebody or not stop loving somebody? How do you do that?
That's why I said if she needs the marriage. It's not...
I'm even saying whether she needs the marriage or not, but can you stop loving somebody from the switch of a button?
No, it's not from the switch.
No, what I mean is, can you just switch and say, I don't want to love this person again?
It's a process. It's a process.
And she says the other guy is a rat.
So why do you want to go back to him?
So why do you want to go back to the rat? Oof. So do you think should she go back to the ex and manage with the rat?
How can she? She tried it didn't work out. So what does she want to take from? Exactly.
But you see, this current husband, he just said no be mogu, because she actually left him to go back to the husband.
He kicked her out. And then she tried to make it work with the ex.
Whether he kicked out or whatever, she went back to the ex.
And it didn't work out.
And then she ran back to this one again.
This one took her back.
This one that took her back, he's the one who should have been strong to say no, that door is closed.
But
see what he has now. He has a half wife. The body is with him, lying next to him, bone to bone.
The woman
then she's now thinking of another guy.
She wants to eat her cake. She wants to have a marriage at the same time. Well, maybe she should talk to this new one. Maybe the ex has something that she's longing for. That this
your guess
husband
is as good as mine.
that this husband doesn't have.
Maybe the rat has something that the human being doesn't have. Or maybe she should. What might also help, it sounds a bit bizarre, is to open up to this new husband and level with him and tell him, I have this problem. I need you to help me, curb it. Do you think that might help?
It might.
And I am sorry, this Amaka self might not be stable. She might not be a stable person. We don't put a premium on mental health. We believe that only person with craze we don't enter market. Sometimes people have mental challenges that are not that profound, But she's not a stable person. Not that she's mad or crazy or whatever, but I get a feeling that she is not a stable person. You keep flip-flopping. That one is a rat, but you run there.
There's probably something in the rat that...
There's nothing more than the rat than you and I both think of. It's something physical.
And then she should talk to her husband. That's why I said she can talk to her husband and tell him, I would.
So the husband should go for coaching from the rat?
No, he doesn't have to go for coaching. He's human now. And then he will coach himself.
He's not going to go for coaching.
He will coach himself.
I don't like reading what dear Bunmi says, because then people find very little need to buy the
newspaper.
But I don't know. No, I won't read what she says. I think it should encourage you to go and buy the paper and find out what the advice that she gives. As far as I'm concerned, my advice to the guy is to take a walk.
He doesn't know. The girl should be bold enough to leave.
Maybe he shouldn't even have taken her back in the first instance.
But he could have.
You see, because you can forgive, but you might not forget.
Yeah, you might not, but the woman can walk her way into his heart, and then.
How? Through food?
Not food. Is it
you women have always. Oh.
Is it only food?
I wasn't talking to you, madam. Emma, no.
I wasn't even responding.
No, you are not. But you are franking your face like they say on the streets. But could it be through food?
It doesn't mean it's through food. She will find her way.
You reckon?
Oh yes. If she wants the marriage, she will find her way.
If the man was your brother, what would you be advising him, brother? Is that what you say, your brother?
He has taken her back now.
And
they say the ball is actually the woman's. All this is on the woman, not the husband. You know now because you are reading it. The husband does not even realize she cries every night.
You know now because if he's listening.
I did the only couple. I did the only couple.
If you have a wife there who is called Amaka and have a previous husband, you could be the one that is pleased.
She wouldn't have used her real name.
But there's something that she says here that I've found that I'm sympathetic to. And she says that I am beyond confused. I need help. But she would also need professional help to build confidence in herself and to build, sometimes we are not in full control of our actions and emotions, and that's not too good. Some women would, as soon as they realize the other guy is a rat, they would move away from him, and that's it. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Let's go to Franca.
Okay.
Franca says that I've fallen in love with an older undergraduate in the university. You know that maybe Franca is a jambite. They used to call them jambites. Those that are coming fresh.
They should. I don't know.
I don't know. I've been out of school for long.
I don't know
what they call them. Anyway, it says that she met an older, maybe he's in part year 3 or something like that. She's in year 1. I remember of my Unilag days. When I was in university, when the new jambites are coming out. I was going to pay homage to some of my colleagues when we were in school. When the new set come, but we always like looking at when they come for registration and so on and so forth. You find the boys looking around, waiting for years. I was very innocent. I didn't do anything. I'd like to say good morning. I'd like to say good morning to some of my friends, Jamba. I'd like to say good morning to you if you're listening. Tilu is a pastor now. I'd like to say good morning to you if you're listening, and I feel that we're all in Unilag together.
What's the name?
Sorry?
What's the name?
What's nothing? Don't ask me any question. You are franking your face at that time. Don't put your mouth in this one now. All right. Okay, so Franca says, I fall in love with an older undergraduate in the university. We meet from time to time, but always in the midst of people. But he's friendly. Oh, I'd like to also say good morning to Sacres, a friend of ours I will call Sacres. He will understand what I'm talking about. It's not for your consumption. I just had to greet him. And then he says he hasn't really said he loves me or asked me out. But what on he says, just the looks. A girlfriend said he's confided in her that he fancies me. You know, he's told. Imagine the same way I would confide in you. If all other things, and I'll say that Stallion, it looks as if I like XYZ, but you will rat on me.
Me.
Me. You will rat on me. Why are you sounding so gentle today?
I will be looking at you now. It will end somewhere.
And a girlfriend says he's confided in her that he fancies me, but couldn't do anything about it as he has a steady girlfriend. Yeah, that's my man. He sticks to his girlfriend. What does that mean? What does that mean? Your phone is ringing.
It's not my phone. I don't have any.
It must be your phone. My phone is not here. It says, should I make a play for him and try to steal him from his girl? After all is fair in love and war.
But he hasn't told her anything now. So why does she want to?
No, but he has told somebody that has been eyeing the babe. That.
What? Okay, so what? He has been eyeing the babe.
Yes.
As what?
One
He
day,
has a steady girlfriend.
let me be honest with you. These are undergraduates. At that age, is just all fun and games. Really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now.
So, but she's also look. She knows what it's all about, too, Jerry.
She's a jambai. She doesn't know anything. An average girl.
When you get to university in part one, or forgive me, I'm a dinosaur. I don't know what they call it. They call it year one now, or something. You usually, it's part of the fun is to be toasted by the big older ones until you settle down in your second year and know that life is not all about that, and so it's normal. What I would say is, if you can go for him, so go for him. If you can dislodge the other girl, why not? I'm being practical now.
If she can go for him,
yes, why not? She's asking, should I make the move? These days, women don't wait. If they like somebody,
look.
Do you agree that a woman can toast a man?
Oh yes, I agree that a woman can toast a man.
How do you go about it?
Uncle Jimmy, those are for women folk now. You want me to start?
I have an audience full of women. They want to listen to what. That's why you are here. When I told everybody that the stallion was coming, what did you think they wanted to hear? You are coming with loads of experience.
But you are here.
No, stallion. No, you are the mama.
Oh God. I don't advise that she should make a move on him, because it is said he has a steady girlfriend. If he was single, yes, you can.
Okay, if you are single, how do you actually approach a man? That the man would, how do you approach a man? Do you try to get his notice, or do you walk up to him and say, hey, listen, Jimmy, come, what's going down? I like you.
I think it depends.
Yes.
It depends on where you are.
Sorry?
It depends on where you are. It depends on the situation around. If it's someone you see regularly, then you have a lot of time to play the
the what?
The woman here understands.
I don't understand. Is she the one running the program? She's a supervisor. She's not
we will run our own program. Let other women come and listen.
But these days you can walk up. If a guy is not matured enough to handle such a thing, then so be it, really. But these days you do find women walk up to you and say, look, hey, listen, are you available? I like you. You dress well, look well. I think you and I should get together over a cup of coffee. Most guys before someone say yes. Before most guys.
Yeah, they won't. The first thing they say is, did you put jazz in your mouth? They
lie. Those are the inexperienced boys, Jerry. A regular guy will first of all say yes. I can put it to test now. Let me open up that phone. Even if Pastor, what is that man's name now?
Jimmy, it's 9:25.
It's not 25. I want to skip the money. I don't need the money. I want to
No.
put that.
Please, we need the money for you.
You need the money for me. Okay, we'll take a commercial break. I will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment.
You've waited so long, and now the doors are wide open for you to join MTN, the yellow family that's got the coverage and reliable data network in Nigeria. Just walk into select MTN stores nationwide, buy a new MTN SIM, and turn it up with mouth-watering airtime and data bonuses on the yellow network. So hurry up and get your SIM today. Visit mtnonline.com/SIM to locate the closest SIM sales stores near you.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
You know that feeling when you keep downloading and streaming interesting videos, but your mind keeps whispering, continue, your pockets go here. But not anymore. When you subscribe to MTN's affordable and reliable monthly data bundles, you will enjoy 10 gigabyte with just 3,000 naira and 20 gigabyte for 5,000 naira only. Plus, a whopping 4 gigabyte free to stream YouTube videos on your reliable data network. Simply dial *131# to select and turn up your affordable data plan on MTN. Terms and conditions apply.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
It's okay. That is okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. She off your mic.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info, your mic is always on. Let's talk.
Information, the new currency.
That means that the common man on the streets needs to have a better deal. And this president promised, this is not a better deal. No, this is not a better deal.
Get informed on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Oh my God. I hope my mic was off all the time we're talking. Oh my God. You don't want to hear some of the things we're talking about with Zainab and the Stallion. Oh, by the way, the Stallion is Adiola Bankole. Adiola Lawal. Mrs. Adiola Lawal. Ni Bankole. Just in case. I don't have any notice. So we have concluded that the woman can always make the move. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. He's blackmailing me after we made love and so on and so forth. So don't pretend, blah, 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 blah. No, let's leave that one. Yes, let's leave this one of mother-in-laws. You have a mother-in-law, don't you?
No.
Oh.
She passed.
But she'll be watching from heaven.
Mm-hmm. And I know she loves me.
You're running here.
Yeah.
No mother-in-law can love you, the Stallion. But she believes you. Very stubborn.
That's why she loves me.
No.
I'm like her.
Why are mother-in-laws like that? Why? But I think things are changing because people are women. The mother-in-laws these days are modern. They have a life of their own. They are not old for it. They have their own life and whatever. So, you in fact, to get the mother-in-law to do omogo these days could be a tough call, because the mother-in-laws are even at 70. They are busy. 80. They're busy. They're fashionistas. They go to parties, wakekeeping, funeral, going to Ikomo, church harvest. Want to travel abroad. Some of them are going on cruises. The one way if you go on cruises is taking a bus around town. There's so much. Women and people are not aging like they used to in the past. I remember most people my age, way back then, Pereira, this and that, retired at 65. We are Kembe. They sit on what they used to call Agbantara in the morning when you are going to school, their tea tray and everything. Then at the end of the month, you see them well dressed in suits. Yes, sir. Oh, Disu, how are you? If you see my driver, can you come and pension me every once a month, or they go for a lodge meeting. Now, to me, I can't. Somebody will tell me to retire. You want to kill me? I'm as active as ever on all forms.
We understand.
There was a silence in the studio.
We understand.
My mother-in-law needs to be put in her place. So this is from Franca. Franca says, for over 15 years, I've been trying to get into the good books of my mother-in-law, but I've come to the end of my tethers. She's never liked me and has never bothered to hide the fact. In her opinion, I'm not good enough for her son. Neither am I good enough to be the mother of her grandchildren. Hey, I've tried ignoring her, buttering her up or keeping out of the way. Nothing worked. My husband says she doesn't mean any harm, but I know she does. How can I put her in her place? Can't she ignore her? Isn't that the best way to handle it?
It's 15 years already now.
So what does that mean if it's 15 years?
I mean, it's 15 years. If she did it up to 15, but the husband is kind and good
kind
to
and
her.
understanding,
Yes, to her. She should. How many? Well, I'm sorry, but how many more years does the woman have to live? It's 15 years. She can't, because right now, if she does anything now, it might now start affecting her marriage.
But can't she ignore her?
She can now. She has been ignoring her. That's why I said.
No, what I mean is, can't she just? She doesn't live with them because she would have said so. So maybe it's just a function of when she comes around, but I think since she has a cooperating husband, don't you think that Franca is going out of her way to be a goody two shoes? She says, I've come to the end of my tethers. I try to get into the good books. Why do you want to get into the good books of somebody who doesn't like you? Does that make sense?
And has never liked you. If she did her bit and she's still adamant, I think she should just ignore her. It's 15 years. If the husband is kind, is nice, or the husband can also help to protect her. And then after 15 years, I believe that there are certain things that if she does or she says, should be hitting the wall. It shouldn't.
You know what from experience, the mother-in-laws that are very, very difficult to handle are either those that are divorced, separated, or widowed. If they still have a papa in place, then part of the attention is on the man. Or you don't think so?
Anyone that wants to be wicked will be wicked. Widowed, divorced, married. There are a lot of mothers-in-law that they still have their husbands and they just want to be who they want to be. Sometimes some of them, because they can't take real control in their own houses, they want to come and exercise that control on the children and in their homes.
Yeah, because what is said is that for those who are widowed and divorced or separated, they almost turn their husband, their children, their sons into their husbands. But why do you hardly have trouble when the in-laws are the in-laws of the man? How come most men don't complain about their in-laws? It's the women that always complain about the mother-in-law.
And because you see, now we have to talk culture or tradition. They believe once they marry you as a woman, they are doing you a favor, taking you out of the market most of the time.
They're demarketing you.
Like, you should see this as a blessing from them, letting their son marry you. So you have to conform with whatever they do or they say, even if it is not convenient, forgetting that this your son has his own life. He's trying
but
to
father-in-laws are hardly ever like that.
Hardly, but there are some that are like that. Terrible.
But I must admit that things seem to be getting better with education, with awareness, and the fact that mother-in-laws, even though in age they are older, in spirit they are younger. And
then a lot more husbands now protect their wives.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't
now,
like,
how do you protect your wife? Is it from the very early stages that you do that, or what? I give you an example. When I can give my own experience. When as soon as I finished uni, I was given my parents were separated, but so I was with my mom, and the way women would lean on their sons if they're separated, and I remember moving out of the house was a big battle, and I had said to myself, I got to move out very quickly so I can quickly establish myself. Before this was long before I even thought of marrying. But I had thought ahead. And so I left. That's the way life was then. Don't get angry with me. That's the way life was then. But very early, I established myself well before and I think some of the things you do, for example, is if, for example, you find, I'm not talking about myself, I'm going back to general talk. if you find as a man, your mom said, Jimmy, I want to, your wife did this. Say, why don't you tell her yourself? Once you can set them together, sometimes that would help. But a lot of it depends on the attitude of the man.
That's what I'm saying. A lot more.
If you indulge your mom, if you indulge your mom,
boundaries. This is now my home. I'm in charge. You set boundaries. In those days, Uncle Jimmy, once you are married, some of these mothers in law, it's probably what they experienced. Transfer aggression.
Yeah. If they
they couldn't do anything about it. And they couldn't do it today. They couldn't resist their own in-laws, their mothers-in-law. So now that they have a daughter-in-law, they just need to release the tension, the anger, all those things, and they keep transferring it.
And I also think that the days when the wife becomes a serf, these days, for example, I remember when we were much, much younger, when we have all these parties way back, and you use them.
Exactly, like cooks.
There will be the cooks, the servers.
Everything.
There will be the cleaners. They'll be running left, right, and center. Those days are gone.
Exactly.
I think those days are gone. We have a more modern culture here. But all over the world, mother-in-laws are coming.
I think we should all just try and be more humane. If you see your daughter-in-law as your daughter, do you want your daughter to be treated like an animal? We should all just try and be more humane, empathize.
Let's open up our lines, okay? 0700 993 993 993. And the line for women is 014857190. There are no waivers. No men with voices like women are allowed to use this number. Including the pastor. But when we say this is the female line, let me ask my supervisor. When you say this is the female line, there are some men, who there are some she men. Are they allowed to use the female line in risky situations, if you get what I'm saying?
No, at all. They are not allowed to use the female line only.
Okay, let me put it bluntly. Which line will Bobrisky use now?
The male line.
He says it's female.
Is that what she said?
But you already said it's she.
That's what I'm saying. Is that what she said?
Which line, if Bobrisky wants to call in, which line will he use?
Either of the two.
He can use it. That means he has a waiver. that means you have to add an additional line that is neutral.
He's a shim.
He's a shimke. Get out of here. Let's pick the first call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, who's calling?
Good morning, Stallion. Just look where is the name.
Morning, Mr. Jason. How are you?
Fine. I want to just talk about the lady going back to the ex. I think she's suffering from this law that they used to say, the Okafor's law.
Come on. We know what it is. We know what it is. Yes.
I think it is not about the stuff. Maybe the man is not. I'm talking of the husband. Though. Maybe the husband is not that good.
All right, we get it. We get a feel of what you're talking about. We can't allow you to be so graphic. Do you think it's a physical thing? Do you think it's a physical attraction?
It could be.
See, the guy could be charismatic. The guy could appeal to so many things that even this new guy, because this new guy, she says the other guy is a rat, but it could be like a nice, dresses well, uses nice perfumes, entertains her, but it could still be a rat. And when she calls it, okay, who is a rat? Let's even get that clear. Is it a dishonest fellow? Is he dirty? Or is it that he has too many women? Who would a woman call a rat? I'm afraid to ask you if I'm a rat. I don't know what. I don't. But who would a woman call a rat? So we can have a fair idea.
I was going to say it might even have been a wrong. I don't know. I don't know what she means by calling him
a rat.
Yes, by calling him a rat, because all these things we just say, maybe he uses nice perfume, he dresses well. If he has a very bad attitude, even if you use all the perfume in the world, it nullifies it.
No, but listen, if she still
So-
finds him attractive enough, I don't think it's because of the physical thing alone. I also think that the guy could be charismatic, and she might be calling him a rat. He could be a playboy.
Okay,
Maybe
so
that's
why do you want to be with a playboy?
I don't want to be with a playboy. What do you mean? Why do you want to be? Okay, you were talking in general terms.
Yes.
I thought you were talking to me. Why would I want to be?
So why would you want to be
all
with a
right.
playboy?
Let me take one more call. Okay. Do we have a call from the female line?
Okay, let's check. I think so.
Yes, hello, good morning. Morning.
Oh.
We lost it. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Why you can't press your horn before you talk now? Eh?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Morning,
what's your name, Oga?
My name is Ayo. I'm calling from Ijaniki.
Good morning, Ayo, from Ijaniki.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I want to start with the mother-in-law story.
Yes.
I'm lucky to have a mother who went through hell in the hand of mother-in-law. But she made a vow that none of her daughter-in-laws will go through what
she went through.
And to me, she's over pampering these wives now.
Including your own wife too?
Including mine.
How? Tell me how she's over pampering them.
Whenever we go to her for Salah or anything,
yes,
she don't allow them to do anything. All you said that Yawole will do this, will do that.
Yes.
My mother will be cooking, my wives will be sitting down.
Yeah, but cooking for some people is therapy. Some people don't want to. Some people don't want.
She doesn't want them to handle her kitchen. She wants to handle her kitchen herself. But these are things that our own mother-in-law will ask her to come do a week ahead of the salad.
Yes. When you have Yawole, you must use them to. I'm joking.
But that is it. I don't know. This modern mother-in-law, to me, they are over-pampering the wives, to me. Then the issue of the young lady who is having feelings for a senior colleague in the school, I think she should express herself.
Exactly.
She should. This is a free word, and she has the time to do it now. Thank God she's still in 100 level.
Should she?
300 level, she would have exercised all she knows, and she would have enjoyed herself. By 300 level second semester, she can now decide if she wants to marry or not.
Exactly. Should she? Okay, in approaching the guy. Wait now. In approaching the guy, should she write a letter or send a text, or should it be WhatsApp?
If the guy sends an emissary to her, she should reply the guy through the same emissary. That's the game.
Sometimes emissaries don't work. I have an experience of my young days. Emissaries don't work.
Except the person in between now is also interested in the guy. Then she can misinterpret their information or give both of them wrong information. But if the person in between is not interested in the guy, let him come forward and tell me. Simple. Simple. Just as simple as that.
This married man still there for town now. Okay.
As simple as that.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sometimes going through emissaries, I don't think is advisable. Growing up, I had what's the name of this street by on the way to Unilag? There's a street on the right. It's a popular street now. It's not all there. What's it called now? You know when you're coming from Haba Macaulay?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know that area? Okay. You know the street. Anyway, there was one babe I eyed on that street. When I think I was in part 1 Unilag. There's a babe I eyed on that street. And my friends, I remember my friends Arrow and Shani, they knew an emissary, somebody who, the girl was under strict supervision at home. She was also in a higher institution, but under lock and key. So if you send me to, I used to live at Lagomeji. If you send me to go and pick something up at the Ikoyi Club, the fastest way to get to the Ikoyi Club is to go through that Akoka area. Can you imagine? And I keep driving up and down the street. So they finally got me an emissary who was supposed to deliver And the emissary would keep saying, I haven't seen her, I haven't seen her, I haven't seen her. So one day she now confided in her role that, is this your friend? Is he blind? That's what you know that I'm interested. And that's how I never got to meet that woman of my dream way back then, till date. Not that I probably wouldn't even recognize, as I'm talking 1977. Why are you looking pained?
Okay.
Okay, let's there's a Foluka here. Foluka says that not too long ago I started seeing a man who is handsome, is loving, and is kind. You don't be fun. Yeah, remember your husband. He says he's handsome, he's loving, and he's kind. In fact, this is what Foluka wrote. In fact, everything I like in a man. This is Foluka speaking. Let me say it again. It says, not too long ago, I started seeing a man who is handsome, loving, and kind. Then when the thing called Who Can Well, he says, in fact, everything I like in a man. That's the man that she met. And said, I totally fell for him and was convinced we had a future together. That happens, when you're growing up as a girl. I'm sure you agree.
Uncle Jimmy. Lucas from Surrey just reminded you of the street you were talking about.
What's the street called?
Lawani Street.
No, it's not Lawani Street.
Birikisu or Barikisu.
No, it's not. It's not any of those. Okay. More Road. That's the street. More Road. Thank you. I remember now. Let me thank him. Is he her or he? So it's More Road. Says, not too long, I started seeing a man who is handsome, loving, and kind. In fact, everything I like in a man. I totally fell for him and was convinced we had a future together. We went out together and everything was fine. Nothing happened between us in the first couple of dates apart from a few kisses on the cheek and a hug.
But
when he was beating his time.
Yeah, but
I was ready to take things a little further, but I wasn't prepared for what happened the next time I saw him. She was just about ready to move to the next level when something happened. Can you guess what happened?
No.
All right, I will tell you.
I'm listening.
I will tell you.
I'm listening.
I will tell you. He says he parked his car at a quiet spot and now begged her to do something completely indecent. She was shocked that the man could be this vulgar. I told him I'd rather get to know him better and we'll only be seeing each other and so on and so forth. Then the guy got annoyed. See, this is a lesson for young people that all that glitters is not gold. All that glitters. You go to a man's house, he's always taking time out to pray. He says, let us pray together. He does all kinds of things. There are some people who walk according to the script. Yes. There are some people who walk mechanically according to the script. And they come out looking like good guys. Imagine she was shocked when he told her to do something indecent in a car park. Can you imagine? And so he got annoyed. So she says that she's now asking the question that is very obvious. Do you think she's trying to use me? If Oluka should take a walk. She needs to take a walk.
Did she say no because it was a car park?
Okulakai. She didn't say oh.
If it wasn't the car park.
Well, I think it's more of, even if you're going to ask somebody to do something completely indecent, wouldn't it be in the confines of in the private place? Huh? What? Talk now. You're on YouTube, oh. Everybody can see your face.
Yes.
Look at that's you there. You see?
I know. But you see, the question I want to ask, we won't be able to expatiate on it.
Yes.
But I was going to say, what is the definition of indecent?
No, what is not good is not good.
For
a dog, I stand on. No. What is? I said what is not good is not good.
Uncle Jimmy.
Don't Uncle Jimmy me. What is not good is not good. I'm not. For 1 second, I thought you said my host. I was wondering what does that mean.
Okay.
No, but listen. I mean, here is a person you haven't really, and then out of the blues, out of the blues. You just tell her to do. I mean, it was very indecent, I must say. In a car park.
So does she want to?
Do you want to write? You can't. There's no Twitter, so you can't tweet what your response would have been.
Does she still want to be with him?
Yeah, she's not asking, do you think he's trying to use me? And my prescription is that this is not the kind of person that you want. What I'm trying to see, these are my own feelings here. There are some people who do things according to the script.
Yes.
But it's at the end of the day, they put that forward. You don't get to know them and their inner whatever until you actually get close. But I believe that people should be very careful. It works both ways, though. You men don't take a walk from this discussion, no.
It's both ways.
It's both ways. So sometimes, I love that girl. She's very honest. She's very this and I lie. Some people have a script that they work towards.
Yes, I agree.
I remember when we were young, we used to buy some books in Yaba. Even the books will tell you how to toast. They will tell you how to write letter in the garden of love where birds are singing. Yeah, the apple of my eye, the only sugar in the tea that I drink, all my lie. Is script. So what do you think Foluke should do? I think she should take a walk.
If she's not comfortable with his...
She's not.
Then she doesn't need to ask us. Then she should just leave him.
I mean, she's even saying that because she told him that, look, this thing, let's even cool down now. And the guy then got annoyed. It reminds me of the story that guys used to tell, when we were young. When you try to, get a girl going and she's not agreeing, you say, oh, I have a stomach problem. My tummy is paining me because that must have worked on you in the past. The way you're looking, it must have worked on you in the past. All right. We got to go. The techers are around the corner. Their heads will bop up there. I'd like to thank you very much, Diola, for coming, Stallion, especially at short notice. And our friend that I explained to you, I hope God would be with him at this crucial time. For anybody who is disposed to praying, just pray for Jimi's friend. Because it's really my good friend, even though we just met. So that's where we'll end it for today. Diola, when are you coming again, Madam Stallion?
It depends on you.
All right, I'll work on that. You already saw the person who's likely to come next week. Okay. Zainab.
Uncle Jimmy.
My supervisor. Thank you very much. Philip, thank you very much. This is where we're going to end. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time at 9 o'clock. And please, like I, for mental health issues, don't get too worked up or passionate about the things. We're in a serious crisis and we're just about climbing right bang into it. So you will need all your faculties around you to go through this very turbulent period. May God help us all. I'll see you tomorrow at 9. Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.